how's it going? So today we're going to talk about how to get organized. Yesterday I talked about the fact that you got to organize your stuff, right? Which I'm the first to admit that I haven't done a great job at. So I'm actually getting organized. Yesterday I gave you a tip, not a tip, but I gave you a preview where I told you how I'm doing it, but I didn't show you, right? So today we're going to show you how to get organized, at least how I do it, and you'll decide whether you want to use this method or not. All right, but first, this. My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon, and I help entrepreneurs like you generate residual income from digital course strategies. All right, so yesterday I was talking about how to get organized, how you got to get organized, and I told you that I was using stick-it notes, and I was putting them in, sequencing them, and I was using that method to organize myself. Now I'm going to show you what that means and how it looks for you to see whether it's something you want to do or not. But I'm going to talk a little bit more before about getting organized, about how important it is. You know, I'm the kind of person who's always felt like it's a waste of time to plan things and document things ahead. And I'm a developer. I program. I do coding, right? So, and that's really not a good thing, because I know how important it is to plan ahead and know what you're going to be doing and know how it's going to happen, and the details are it helps so much to spend less time doing it, right? Because if you know what you're going to do, when you actually do it, it's going to be clear, it's going to be more precise. But it doesn't change that I find it annoying and that I typically don't do it as much as I should, you know, in my job. And it's good, because the job I have is one that's really, really hard to plan ahead, because it's really hard to know how to do certain things, what tools you're going to use, what coding you're going to use, what strategies you need, and all this stuff. So it's hard to plan ahead. So it's good. That means that I don't have to worry about planning ahead too much, right, in my job. So I'm happy about that. But in my online business, I've been doing the same thing. I've been trying to build the business without really planning ahead, by learning the different things just by listening to audiobooks or videos, you know, not even taking notes, or at least not all the time, not as much as I should, and just going it, you know, like winging it, right? I mean, I think it's great that somebody can wing something, because I think it means that they've got a great skill of putting everything in their head and knowing what to do. But other people think winging it is being lazy, is being somebody who can't plan, and he doesn't understand what he's trying to do and just does something and maybe doesn't do it right, or doesn't do it the best way, right? Because, you know, when you're winging it, you're going to do whatever you're thinking. But if you plan it, you're going to think about 10, 20 different things you can do, and you're going to pick the best one, and then you're going to go in that direction, and then you're going to achieve probably a better result than if you wing it, right? So that's what planning is all about. Why do you need to plan? That's why you need to plan, because you'll get a better result. You'll know more about where you're going, and it'll be just better. But how do you do it when you hate doing it, when you don't like to plan? And I'm going to show you. Hey Janet, how's it going? Thanks for watching. I'm going to show you how I did it, so that you can have an idea of how to do it, and maybe that'll help you. So here's what I did. I told you I use stick-it notes, right? So these are, I don't know if you can tell, but you know, you can see some of these things that I wrote on here, just little notes as to what I did. And then before that, and I still do that a little bit, but before that I had lists, right, of, you know how I do topics every single day. I had lists of things that I did, and this was my list of topics that I would do, right? So I would do I would write these topics in the list when I thought of 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, or just write them down. And then over the weeks and the days, whenever I needed to do a topic, I would just look at the list and say, oh, I'll do this today, right? Instead of just trying to pick a topic right then and there in the morning. That helps me to, you know, plan a little bit of topics ahead of time, like I'm doing now, where I talked yesterday about that you got to organize your stuff. Today I'm talking about how to organize your stuff, you know, and that kind of stuff, right? It kind of helps to organize things so that your audience is more interested and more, you know, keen to follow the next video, because they know that maybe it'll be kind of related, or, you know, that kind of stuff, right? And so this sequence here, so the thing that I love about using stick-it notes like this is that it's the same thing. You can write down little things on little notes as you see them, as you think of them, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, right? You can write down, you know, what it is. Like, see, in my case, it's creating funnels, it's figuring out what to sell, what the product to sell, the one thing. And then you can organize them. And you know what? It's easy if I say, oh, you know what? I'm going to do this one later. I'm just going to take it off of here and I'm put it over here. Now it's a different sequence. I'm going to put the avatar before my target market or whatever, right? Whatever it is that you decide, you can move them around. And if you want to add something, you just move them all one way and then you add your new thing there, right? And that's the cool thing about using these stick-it notes. It lets you really just organize it over time, and it doesn't have to be all, like if you write it all on a piece of paper, right? You write it all on a piece of paper, and then it's not exactly right. Well, now you gotta write it on a new piece of paper and add the new stuff in the middle or whatever, right? Or if you're doing it on a computer, I guess, you don't have it visually for you all the time. Like here, being on the wall like this, you know, I can see it whenever I want. I can see it, it's right there. I can go to it, I can add things. I can, you know, and then when I'm ready to actually start to execute the plan, I start. You know, I put numbers, I put sequences, I say this has to be done before that, that has to be done before that. And that's how you organize your stuff. That's how I organize my stuff. And maybe this will be something you can use. And I'd love to hear from you. If you do find that this is great, just go ahead and comment below or let me know that you've started using it. And it's kind of like I was saying, there's other ways of organizing, right? Writing on paper, putting them in books, using a tool called Trello online, which is very similar to these stick-it notes. But there's different ways to do things. I was just wanting to show you how I did it. And I wish I could talk more about different ways because I haven't really used different ways. So I can't really talk about them. But I'm sure if you Google organizing, you know, planning and that kind of stuff, you'll find a whole bunch of different ways to do it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this message, and if you think anybody needs to hear it, then please go ahead and share. I'm sure they'd appreciate it, and I would too. All right, until next time, this is Jean-Serge Gagnon from Course Income Secrets, and we'll see you in the next video.